Okay, today we are going to do an experiment which is
Observe the slide
of
Reproductive and
excretory system. Can we introduce yourself?
Oh, my name is FOONG and my metric number is 187113.
Hi, my name is ANNISA and my metric number is 189260.
Hi, my name is SAHIRA from ZAINAL AZLAN and my matrix number is 187230. Okay, let's proceed.
Let's go.
Okay, the first slide that we observe is the slide of testes. Okay, as you can see, this is the cross-section of the seminiferous tubules. Okay, the walls of the seminiferous tubules contain the germ cells, Sertoli cells, and Leydig cells that give the testes their function. Millions of germ cells in the walls of the seminiferous tubules multiply and differentiate to produce spermatocyte from the onset of puberty until death. The spermatocyte develop into spermatid and eventually spermatozoa or sperm cell. The immature sperm cells are supported and protected by Sertoli cells as they travel the length of the seminiferous tubules and slowly mature. Leydig cells at the end of the seminiferous tubule produce the male hormone testosterone that produce the secondary sex characteristic associated with male. Okay, the next slide is the slide of human ovary. Okay, the ovary is a pair of tiny glands in the female pelvic cavity, are the most important organs of the female reproductive system. Their importance is derived from their role in producing both the female sex hormones that control reproduction and the female gametes that are fertilized to form embryos. Okay, at birth, the ovaries contain anywhere from several hundred thousand to several million circular bundles of cells known as follicles. Each follicle surrounds and supports a single oocyte that has the ability to mature into an ovum, which is the female gamete. During each menstrual cycle, around 10 to 20 follicles and their oocyte begins to develop under the influence of the pituitary hormone, follicle stimulating hormone (FSH). Of these follicles, only one cell completes its development and becomes a mature ovum. Okay, inside that there are also corpus luteum, which is a hormone secreting structure that develops in an ovary after an ovum has been discharged but degenerates after a few days unless pregnancy has begun. Okay, the next slide is the slide of uterus. Okay, the uterus, also commonly known as the womb, is a hollow muscular organ of the female reproductive system that is responsible for the development of embryo and fetus during pregnancy. Okay, for the histology of the uterus, the perimetrium is the outermost layer that forms the external skin of the uterus. It is a serous membrane continuous with the peritoneum that covers the major organ of the abdominopelvic cavity. The perimetrium protects the uterus from friction by forming a smooth layer of simple squamous epithelium along its surface and by secreting watery serous fluid to lubricate its surface. Deep to the perimetrium layer, the myometrium forms the middle layer of the uterus and contains many layers of visceral muscle tissue. During pregnancy, the myometrium allows the uterus to expand and then contracts the uterus during childbirth. Okay, inside the myometrium is the endometrium layer that borders the hollow lumen of the uterus. The endometrium is made of simple columnar epithelial tissue with many associated exocrine glands and a highly vascular connective tissue that provides support to the developing embryo and fetus during pregnancy. Okay, the next slide is the slide of kidney. Okay, the kidneys are the waste filtering and disposal system of the body. As much as 1/3 of all bloods leaving the heart passes into the kidneys to be filtered before flowing to the rest of the body's tissue. Okay, the kidneys are a pair of organs found along the posterior muscular wall of the abdominal cavity. Okay, the kidneys are bean-shaped with the convex side of each organ located laterally and the concave side medial. A thin layer of fibrous connective tissue forms the renal capsule surrounding each kidney. The renal capsule provides a stiff outer shell to maintain the shape of the soft inner tissue. Okay, next we are going to observe the urinary bladder, which is a hollow elastic organ that functions as the body's urine storage tank. The urine produced by the kidneys flows through the ureters to the urinary bladder, where it is stored before passing into the urethra and exiting the body. Okay, the urinary bladder is made of several distinct tissue layers, which is the innermost layer of the bladder is the mucosa layer that lines the hollow lumen. Okay, surrounding the mucosal layer is the submucosa, a layer of connective tissue with blood vessels and nervous tissue that supports and controls the surrounding tissue layer. Okay, the visceral muscle of the muscularis layer surround the submucosa and provide the urinary bladder with its ability to expand and contract. The next slide is the slide of thyroid. Okay, the thyroid gland is a group of endocrine glands located in the base of the neck. This gland play a vital role in maintaining the body's homeostasis by producing hormones that regulate the body's metabolism and free calcium levels. Variations in the thyroid hormones can lead to drastic changes in energy level, growth, development, and reproduction. Okay, we can find the colloid, the follicular cell, and the principal cells in the slide of the thyroid gland. Okay, the last slide is the slide of adrenal gland, which is a pair of glands that secrete hormones directly into the bloodstream. Okay, the outer layer, adrenal gland has two parts, which is the cortex or the outer yellow layer. It takes its instruction from the pituitary hormone, SUTH. The hormones secreted here are called steroids and have three main types: those which control the balance of sodium and potassium in the body, those which raise the level of sugar in the blood, and sex hormone. Okay, the inner reddish brown layer of the adrenal gland, which is the adrenal medulla, make two types of hormone. This part of the adrenal gland takes its instruction from the nervous system, producing chemicals which react to fear and anger.